responsibly.
Linkage Radio, come to rule. And we have the angle, the tackle, and we have the tool. Yeah, man, Sanchez.
You're locked on to the number one radio station. Number one radio station.
They play the best music.
Number one. Best music. For your listening pleasure.
When you are hungry, come to Kula Runnings Restaurant. Located at 1802 Nerid Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx, we specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
Well, can I tell you it is Monday. Monday. You wouldn't have a clue, an iota or whatever that I have had to do to be here with you this afternoon. Because God blessed me with that kind of resilience and smarts, you know? Hello everyone, welcome to the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive and reside. Aired on Inside the Zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez, the community platform where information is guaranteed. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. Welcome to the show. I'll be here with you until 7 p.m. this evening. In this afternoon's program, of course, we have the Monday Beat, chasing the Monday blues out of here. We have voices, the intellectual voice that has everyone talking. And we also have our music zone. It is Ladies Monday this afternoon. Strictly selections about our ladies. It is the second Monday, so if you're tracking me, following me, you'll realize that each Monday or Thursday I have a theme selection. And as always, we have a Jamaica ting, so I'm taking you someplace. Keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts alongside Chris Welby of CaribbeanVibesRadio.com at 6 p.m. A very special good afternoon to SoundRadio.net, UnityGospelRadio.com. Good afternoon, everyone. 22 minutes after the hour of 5 o'clock, and it's about time. Our telephone number is 914-600-4228, 914-600-4228. I'd like to say a very special hi to Pat, to Ryan, to my goody girl from Penance, Clarendon, the day when we were young. And now we've gotten younger. To Horton Small, a.k.a. Princess. Hi there, my love. Okay. All right. So it's a good day. Nice of you to join me today. And I have so much to do and so little time to do it. And I want to get into it right now because it is Ladies Monday. Don't forget, this coming Sunday. Yeah, Sunday, right? Is Father's Day? Is that it? Yes, I think so. That's what my calendar showed me, that Sunday will be. I just want to be sure that in my head I'm doing my program properly. Yes, this coming Sunday the 20th. So I do have something special coming up for you on Thursday. So you don't worry about that. I'll be taking care of all the dads. Okay, so don't worry about it. But it's a pleasure having you joining me here. What time is it? 23 minutes after 5 o'clock. What segment is it now? The Monday Beat, chasing the Monday blues out of here. And we're going to chase the Monday blues with some great selections for you, strictly by ladies. What's my name? Lady D, Denise Gomez. Log on to my YouTube channel, Inside the Zone with Lady D. What did I say? Inside the Zone with Lady D. And also log on to the Linkage Radio TuneIn channel, the TuneIn app. You can search for Linkage Radio. You might not be able to see me. If you want to see me, you have to come into the room on Inside the Zone and you'll be able to see me. But if not, and you're busy running around, the TuneIn app works just fine. Let's get the show on the road.
I wanna tell you, baby, there ain't nobody like you, like you, no, like you. No guy.
5:30 p.m. Aren't you just loving the Monday beat, chasing the Monday blues out of here? With great music on a Monday afternoon. Welcome to the show. The Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. Welcome to Linkage Radio 104.5, 101.7 FM. My name is Denise Lady D. Gomez.
We stood up and made the tough choices that needed to be made to preserve our way of life. You see, I don't know about you. I don't want my children and grandchildren to have what it was like in an American century.
That government exists to protect our rights and serve our interests, and that no one should be safe.
Every generation will be judged. So will we. Our children and grandchildren save us.
We are searchlights we can see in the dark. We are rockets pointed up at the stars.
Voices coming up next. The intellectual voice that has everyone talking.
And you sold us down the river too far. What about us? What about all the times you said you had the answers? What about us? What about all the broken happy ever after? What about us? What about all the plans that ended in disaster? What about love? What about trust? What about us? We have problems that want to be solved. We are children that need to be loved. We were willing, we came when you called. But man, you fooled us. Enough is enough. Oh, what about us? What about all the times you said you had the answer? What about us? What about all the broken happy ever after? Oh, what about us? What about all the plans that ended in disaster? Oh, what about love? What about trust? What about us? What about us? What about all the plans that ended in disaster? What about love? What about trust? What about us? Sticks and stones, they may break these bones, but then I'll be ready. Are you ready? It's the start of us waking up. Come on, are you ready? I'll be ready. I don't want control. I want to let go. Are you ready? I'll be ready. 'Cause now it's time to let them know. You're ready. What about us? What about all the times you said you had the answer? So what about us? What about all the broken happy ever
beautiful, beautiful. It's Monday. Did I say that? Yes, it is Monday. And I am so happy to be here to keep your company until 7 o'clock. Welcome, everyone. If you're joining me here for the first time, welcome to the show Inside of the Zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez. Today's feature is the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. Broadcasting on CaribbeanVibesRadio.com, UnityGospelRadio.com, and SignRadio.net. Coming up now, of course, is Voices, the intellectual voice that has everyone talking at 5:37 p.m. Are you there? Are you there? Yes, you are.
And this is Odyssey with Yendi, Untold Journeys, where I speak with some of my favorite people and have some shape-shifting conversations. Here, they share their stories, leaving nuggets of goodness and life lessons to motivate and inspire our own life's journeys. Odyssey with Yendi Untold Journeys is brought to you in partnership with MasterCard. Together, let's start something priceless. And Sagicor.
From home sweet home to LED, from boombox to Bluetooth, from rotary dial phone to smartphone, Sagicor has been here through it all. From old roads to highways, from the first child to grandchild. We've been helping you achieve your goals, secure your future, protect your loved ones, and put a smile on your face. Sagicor, standing with you for 50 strong years.
Use your MasterCard contactless, a fast, easy, and secure way to pay so you can spend more time with those you love. Because creating extraordinary moments is essential. Together, let's start something priceless.
His music has become a staple for us to groove to, but also he's a signature on all stage shows. If you know, then you know. Here is Agent Sasko. I don't know if I should say Sasko, Agent Sasko, Assassin, Jeffrey. I'm like, which hat we're talking to today?
There. Everybody there.
All of you are present.
Yeah, man.
It's so good to see you.
Likewise.
It's really good to see you. Actually, since we started there, let's stay there. Mm-hmm. What differentiates Assassin from Agent Sasko?
So that's something I explored on my last project, and I spoke about that, Sasko versus Assassin. I think, primarily it will come down to maturity, I guess. Yeah, just, time separates them. So Assassin was born at, 14, 15, and Sasko started actually the transition, because it wasn't like a wake up one morning and then boof, it was a transition. I think it started maybe when my first daughter was born, so 05, and the same year my mother died. As a matter of fact, it literally did, because at the end of that year, in order to, I guess, inspire myself for the coming year, that's when I started Agent 006, which was for 2006. Right. So yeah, it literally started around that time, the transition, that is.
Let's go one step before that, because you mentioned Assassin at 14. Mm-hmm. Why is it that at 14 Assassin became Assassin? How did Jeffrey morph into Assassin? What's the journey?
All right, so my relationship with music started very early. I was, as far as the memories go back, I was very much in love with music, and in particular our art form, reggae and dancehall. So like I said, I don't know, 2 years old, 3, trying to learn songs off the radio, trying to DJ them, and then when I can't remember all the words and trying to make up my own words and fill in the blanks and things like that. By the time I was 5, I had my own little song and thing.
I'm sorry, you had your own song at 5?
Yeah, trust me,
You remember it? No, I hear it. Where did it go?
Oh God, jeez. Well, something about water chuck ding ding, water chuck on it, laundry your peckle, water. I've never done that again. Anyway, So Water Truck was a song, and of course, you know, every time you have a little family gathering, you have to DJ for auntie and DJ for uncle, you know them things there. So that's where my relationship with music started, and it stayed, but not only stayed, you know, every step of the way, I was always a student of the music, so I wanted to learn everything I could learn and get better at it. And, you know, the next family gathering, more I shock them now because, yeah, you know, Water Truck kind of, you know, all right.
Empty.
But, you know what I mean? So you know, always, you know, wanting to get better at it. So by the time I got to 3rd form, 4th form, 5th form, that's when we started to do the, you know, clashing and after school and beating the desk and thing. So it was really lyrical assassin for, you know, of course, yeah, that's, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the heights of it. In terms of, you know, my high school DJing career. I mean, I used to DJ on like the school barbecues as early as age 7 or 8 at primary school.
Oh, wow.
I won my first DJ contest in grade 3 at 7 years old. Yeah, my DJ, Professor Not Show name, Tansobak, and win. And then one of the I guess prizes for winning was to perform at the school barbecue or whatever it was, Christmas concert.
Yeah.
And that was not only students, no, it was like people,
family members come and buy ticket, yeah?
Yeah, man. So, boy, I
can't talk to you then.
Yeah, talk to you. Yeah, that was, yeah, Hope Valley, big up. So that's, you know, so as I said, my relationship with music was always a part of my growing up, and high school is when it got, you know, really, you know, heavy. And then that's when I met Briggy, who is, of course, Briggy Ben's Sprague nephew, and then that became a part of how I got started.
You just said big up Hope Valley a while ago. You mentioned the Water Truck, and all of us know Banks of Hope. Without question, for me, that's one of my favorite albums ever. Bad, I mean, Theory of Reggaetivity, yeah, no, Banks of Hope.
Hope River.
Hope River.
Yeah, man.
Let us talk about how much growing up, the way you grew up, influenced the love of music and even your lyrical content, even Water Truck. What was that life like?
So I grew up in pretty much, I would say, 2 realities. So my mother and my father separated when I was 2, so I never saw them together. So that was just, my reality was, you know, being in either spaces. So actually started off with my father because my mother was ill around the time when I was born, and so my earliest memories of my mother was like around like 4 or 5 when my grandmother died, and I, you know, had to come to the funeral.
Right.
And so I spent a couple of years early in my life in Westmoreland, a place named Cornwall Mountain. I may talk about real rural, I may talk about milk, goat and cow morning time, and that's the milk. And I know milk from the supermarket.
No
and we used to actually catch conies in Westmoreland. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, I remember me in high school and the teacher said, oh, so these are conies, and the Arawaks eat off the whole of them and you them extinct from it. And I said, hold on, miss.
I have a coney in my backyard.
So yeah, I mean, you know, so I talk about
wow, conies, you know.
Yeah.
Wicked.
So by the time 5 years old, you know, I guess reunited with my mother at that point and my other siblings, my brothers and my sister, and then started Hope Valley at that time so them used to call it 5-year-old. My class name 5-year-old.
It's true.
So yeah, that's when I started there, and then my father now still lives in a place named Pedro District in St. Catherine, and so I was between those spaces, and of course it had everything to do with, you know, my formative years clearly, and then, you know, the things that contribute
Well, just a little taste of who Agent Sasko is. He's revealing himself. Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the show. My name is Denise. Lady D. Gomez, are you joining me for the first time? Well, you've stopped by and you're like, oh, what's that? Let me watch a little bit. Oh, yeah, man, something sound good here. Yes, stick and stay with me. Log on to my YouTube channel, Inside the Zone with Lady D. Subscribe and you'll get all my broadcasts. I'd like to welcome you, of course, as always, to the show Inside the Zone with Lady D. And don't forget, I'll be here until 7 o'clock. Want to say hi to my YouTubers. Can't do without you. Those of you who are on, thank you for joining me. And don't forget to share the link and let someone know the show is on. It's growing steadily, so we'll be patient. They soon come. What do you say about that? Our telephone number is 914-600-4228. That is 914-600-4228. It is now time for a Jamaica ting. But before a Jamaica ting, I think I got some music for you. How about that? Would you like some more? I believe you would, because today is Ladies Monday. So I want to say hi to all the ladies out there doing what you're doing, caring for your families, working hard, creating your own space, and being diligent about it, knowing that at the end of the tunnel, the hard road getting to the end of the tunnel, you're going to stand up on the pinnacle, find it somewhere, wherever that pinnacle is, and say, and look down and say, man, look where I come from. Look how far I've come. Monday. Vibesy Monday.
If you love me, just show me your love is real. 'Cause I wanna know exactly how you feel. If you love me, show me your love is real. 'Cause I wanna know exactly how you feel. Yeah. Don't got no time for games, love you with everything. Just wanna make sure you and I feel the same. And when you're away, I start to go insane. Good God Almighty, I nearly lost my cool. Hate to admit that I'm in love with you. I know you care for me, but I don't wanna be for nobody. So if you love me, show me your love is real. Show me your love is real. 'Cause I wanna know exactly how you feel. If you love me, show me your love is real. 'Cause I wanna know. So show me. You say your love is real, so show me. Actions speak louder, honey. Yeah. It's okay if you fall in love. 'Cause I'll be everything that you need. It's an honor to show you what you mean to me. I wanna give you sweet love guarantee. 'Cause if you love me, show me your love is real. 'Cause I wanna know. If you love me, you better show me how you feel. I wanna know exactly how you feel. Sweet reggae music, yeah. Sweet reggae, yeah. Sweet wee. Reggae music. Ooh, reggae music got you feeling so good. Ooh, reggae music got you rocking like it should, yeah. If you love me, then show me it's real. 'Cause I wanna know exactly how you feel. If you love me, show me your love is real.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Shiny Kiki. Good afternoon. Welcome back to the show. If you're just joining me, if you had to step away for a minute and then you're like, oh, let me hurry up and come back, I welcome you. Log on to my YouTube channel, Inside of the Zone with the Lady D. My hashtags, ITZ Radio, ITZ, the Monday Drive. I'm sorry, I'm moving around. The Monday Drive. Lord have mercy. Also, want to say hi to those of you who are celebrating a birthday today. It's your birthday. It's your wedding anniversary. A baby was born somewhere in the world today. We welcome life into the world. And I do have my newscast for you at 6 p.m. So you don't want to miss that. Community link this afternoon. I know most of you perhaps have seen this video going around with a child saying that when he grows up, he wants to be a gunman. And so I'd like to share that with you this afternoon and to ask you what your views are. Where did that come from? You know, we'll say we know where it come from, but from a really deep rooted place. There has to be an origin. So we want to talk about that this afternoon in the segment Community Live. But right now, it's time for me to kind of perk up your taste buds, because you know what it is, right? A Jamaica ting, that's what I say.
It's a land of special people, a place where champions grow. A magical vibe, so much more than you will ever know. You can't ignore the music, reggae's so profound. And when it comes to the track, you know that Jamaica won't back down. On top of the world, we're more than just an island in the sun. A great nation, Bob Marley say, welcome everyone to Jamaica, sweet Jamaica.
Yeah, welcome to sweet Jamaica, where the food is nice, can done kind of thing, nice. Hello everyone, welcome. That's what I say. So I've been featuring some delectable dishes for you, many of which you perhaps have cooked on your own, many of which you have tasted, many of which you perhaps don't have a clue. You don't go to the kitchen, you don't do kitchen, you don't do cooking. But certainly you have a taste. The palate is ever ready to say, let me see what this tastes like, even though I can't cook it, right? And whether it's in your neck of the woods, where you're residing now, where you're from across the Caribbean, which country you think cook the best food? You can answer that in your mind. Or you can post it in the chat to me if you're on the YouTube channel. Oh, Lordy. Or you can call and tell me, 914-600-4228. So I'd like to just take you now to some sweet cooking, because last week I stopped at the jerk pork, right? So this week I'm picking up from the curried goat. No Jamaican special occasion is complete without this entree, a fusion of Jamaican and Indian heritage. Goat meat is cut into bite-sized pieces and seasoned with a variety of herbs and spices, including Jamaican curry powder. It is then stir-fried in hot oil. Water is added and the meat is stewed until it is tender. This mouth-watering dish is usually served with white rice and roti. Now let's talk about what is this? This very expensive meat that only has bones. That's what I say. Oxtail and beans. Oxtail is cut into serving pieces, marinated in a variety of herbs and spices, and fried brown in a heavy saucepan with excess oil. Heavy saucepan. Excess oil is removed and water and dried beans are added, and the stew is cooked until tender. A pressure cooker is often used to reduce the cooking time. A very popular entree that is served with rice, boiled yam, and a salad. And you know that you do it with other things too, don't you? Of course. The stewed peas, man. This is a stew of red kidney beans with salted beef or salted pork or salted pigtails, cooked in coconut milk, herbs and spices. The Jamaican stew peas dish is not complete without the addition of spinners. This is very delicious. This is a very delicious dish. I'm very sorry. Let me read that again. I'm so excited. This very delicious dish is usually served with white rice. Then you have fricassee chicken. Fricassee chicken in the house. Fricassee chicken, of course, doing what it does best. Fricassee chicken. And so let me read about that for you. Jamaicans love chicken, so this is a favorite entree and a quick, easy method of cooking, the all-time favorite. The chicken is cut into serving pieces, seasoned and fried in shallow fat until golden brown. A small quantity of water, the seasoning that was removed before frying, tomato, ketchup, and soya sauce are added and cook until the chicken is tender and not overdone to the point where it is dropping off the bone, please. Okay? All right. Now, sweet potato pudding. Sweet potato pudding is a very popular treat on the dessert menu and is often sold in roadside shops. It is made with grated sweet potatoes, coconut milk, brown cane sugar, margarine, and spices that have been blended and baked. A delectable custard on top provides the finishing touch. Oh, Lord help me. Coconut drops. You know, I used to make a wicked drops. I used to make a wicked drops, but I don't do those things anymore. This is a favorite Jamaican snack for children and adults. The flesh of dried coconut is cut into tiny cubes, combined with brown cane sugar, ginger, and water, and boiled. When cooked, the sticky mixture is dropped in small mounds on a sheet of greased paper and allowed to cool and harden. Anybody out there love drops? Grater cake, if you ask me, grater cake and drops is just sugar ready for you. Grater cakes are made in a similar way to coconut drops, except that the dried coconut flesh is grated. You remember when you were a child, or even today in some communities, you go into a shop and in the glass case. Oh Lord, I was raised in the country, right? So I love to reminisce because I would go up to Miss Sylvie or down to Miss Inez and Mr. Osborne, aka Penny, and you would see the grater cake in the glass case, man. Oh, those were the days. 1 minute to go to 6 o'clock. Let me wrap up now. Christmas fruit cake. The Jamaican Christmas fruit cake is a version of the English plum pudding. No Jamaican household is without this tasty dessert at Christmas time. The cake is made with dried fruits such as raisins, currants, prunes, and other dried tropical fruits, pre-soaked in Jamaican rum and red wine, a delightful accompaniment to Christmas dinner. Since I've been here in this country, I realize that people tend to blend out the fruits. Not me. I don't like it. I like to taste my currants. I like to taste the fruits. Hey, my dear pet. Yeah. Right. So, just saying, that I don't like when they blend out the cake and when it's too dark. I'm not a fan when it's too dark, but that's a wrap for you this afternoon. That was good, wasn't it? Did you enjoy? I hope you did, because now it's time for me to take you to keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts. What a pleasure it is to be able to share the news with you on a Monday afternoon. And right after the news, we get into community life. We're talking about the child who says he wants to be a gunman when he gets older. And it bothers us, doesn't it? Yes, it does. It is now 1 minute after 6 o'clock. Time for keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts. Brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's now time for keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts. Chris Wilby will not be able to join me this afternoon. He has to meet an appointment, and so regrettably, Chris will not be joining. So you're flying with Lady D solo. What a beautiful day it is. What a beautiful day it is. Welcome, everyone. Now, let's get into our first headline of the afternoon out of Houston. Jennifer Bridges, a registered nurse in Houston, is steadfast in her belief that it's wrong for her employer to force hospital workers like her to get vaccinated against COVID-19 or to say goodbye to their jobs. But that's a losing legal argument so far. In a stinging defeat, a federal judge bluntly ruled over the weekend that if employees of the Houston Methodist Hospital system don't like it, they can go work elsewhere. Quote, Methodist is trying to do their business of saving lives without giving them the COVID-19 virus. It is a choice made to keep staff, patients, and their families safer. Bridges can freely choose to accept or refuse a COVID-19 vaccine. However, if she refuses, she will simply need to work somewhere else, unquote. U.S. District Judge Lynn Hughes wrote in dismissing a lawsuit filed by 117 Houston Methodist workers, including Bridges, over the vaccine requirement. The ruling Saturday is closely watched legal case over how far healthcare institutions can go to protect patients and others against the coronavirus is believed to be the first of its kind in the U.S., but it won't be the end of the debate. Bridges said she and the others will take their case to the U.S. Supreme Court if they have to. Quote, this is only the beginning. We're going to be fighting for quite a while, unquote. And other hospital systems around the country, including in Washington, D.C., Indiana, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and most recently New York, have followed Houston Methodist and have also gotten pushback. Legal experts say such vaccine requirements, particularly in a public health crisis, will probably continue to be upheld in court as long as employers provide reasonable exemptions, including for medical conditions or religious objections. The Houston Methodist employees likened their situation to medical experiments performed on unwilling victims in Nazi concentration camps during World War II. The judge called that comparison reprehensible and said claims made in the lawsuit that the vaccines are experimental and dangerous are false. Quote, these folks are not being imprisoned. They're not being strapped down. They're just being asked to receive the vaccination to protect the most vulnerable in hospitals and other healthcare institutional settings, unquote, said Valerie Kosh, an assistant law professor at the University of Houston Law Center. Bridges is one of 178 Houston Methodist workers who were suspended without pay on June 8 and will be fired if they don't agree by June 22 to get vaccinated. The University of Pennsylvania Health System, the largest private employer in Philadelphia, and the New York Presbyterian Hospital System have likewise indicated employees who aren't fully vaccinated would lose their jobs. Washington Prime Group, a major mall owner, of more than 100 locations across the United States filed for bankruptcy, citing pandemic-related shutdowns. The Columbus, Ohio-based company filed for Chapter 11 late Sunday, saying COVID-19 created significant challenges and that the move is necessary. Washington Prime secured $100 million in new funding to support its day-to-day operations so it can continue in the ordinary course without interruption. The company's financial restructuring will enable Washington Prime to right-size its balance sheet and position the company for success going forward, said CEO Lou Conforti. During the financial restructuring, we will continue to work toward maximizing the value of our assets and our operating infrastructure. Shares of Washington Prime, WPG, plunged as much as 55% in early trading. The stock is down 60% for the year. And in Jamaica, bail has been granted to the policewoman who has been locked up for over a year awaiting trial. Detective Sergeant Duliet McKay, 56, was today offered bail by High Court Judge Justice L. Pusey after her attorney, Peter Champagny QC, made an impassioned plea for her to be released. McKay, who has been behind bars for 1 year and 8 months, was slated to stand trial for forging a judge's signature on a divorce document and passing it on as genuine document to the complainant who had wanted a divorce. According to Champagny, the complainant has said McKay had represented herself as a paralegal officer who could process the divorce. The attorney said McKay openly wept as the offer of bail was made to her. Her matter had recently come to public attention as questions had arisen as to why the bail had been refused for her on so many occasions before. The trial, which was to commence today, could not begin owing to the suspension of all jury trials due to the COVID-19 pandemic. McKay, on her last appearance in court, had insisted on having her matter tried by jury as opposed to a judge-alone trial. In requesting bail, Champagny indicated that it would have been a grave injustice to have his client in custody in circumstances where a likely trial date would be a year from now or more, having regard to all the attendant circumstances. Moreover, the attorney argued that his client had consistently denied the allegations and other evidence had come forward to suggest that his client was not the one responsible for any forgery. McKay was offered bail in the sum of $500,000 on condition that she reports 1 day per week at the office of the Commissioner of Police. A travel ban was also ordered against her. Her case next comes up for trial on February 12, 2024. In the interim, the case is to be revisited next Monday, June 21, for the prosecution to have certain other court orders made in respect of the management of its case. And in Macon, Clarendon, detectives assigned to the Clarendon Police Division have arrested and charged a man in connection with a shooting incident that took place in Macon, Clarendon earlier this year. He is 32-year-old Ricardo McKenzie, otherwise called Indian or Ricky, of Paisley Avenue, Macon, Clarendon, has been charged with wounding with intent. Reports are that at approximately 12:45 a.m. January 1, the complainant and the accused had a dispute during which Mackenzie left the location. It is alleged that he later returned with a firearm and fired several shots at the complainant, hitting her in the chest. She was taken to the hospital where she was admitted. Mackenzie was arrested during a police operation on Thursday, June 3rd. His court date is being finalized. This is Keeping You in the Know with news, happenings, and facts, brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. And more U.S. news. U.S. President Joe Biden says he has invited Queen Elizabeth to stay at the White House. Biden and his wife Jill had tea with the 95-year-old Queen at Windsor Castle on Sunday. The 78-year-old president says he felt a maternal warmth from the monarch, who now has met 13 U.S. presidents. Biden said, quote, "I don't think she'll be insulted, but she reminded me of my mother," unquote. The president says the Queen asked him about Russian President Vladimir Putin, whom Biden has a summit with on Wednesday, and Chinese President Xi Jinping. The Queen also inquired about living at the White House. Biden says he told her, quote, "We could fit the White House in the courtyard," unquote, of the castle. Asked if he invited Elizabeth to come to the White House, Biden replied, yes. I'm sorry for the chuckle, but that I found a little funny. All right, and more news out of Jamaica. Opposition spokesperson on youth and sports, Senator Gabriella Morris, has issued congratulations to Jamaican footballer Khadijah Bunny Shaw, who has agreed to a 3-year deal with English club Manchester City. In her statement, Senator Morris said, quote, "We are immensely proud of Khadijah and her triumph on the international scene. At only 24, she has made tremendous contributions to Jamaican sports and is a true embodiment of tenacity. We wish her all the best as she embarks on this new journey." Shaw holds the record for all-time leading goal scorer in Jamaica for both men and women with 42 goals in 30 starts. Recently, she copped the Golden Boot Award, which recognized her as the top goal scorer for the 2020-2021 season of the French Women's First Day Division, where she scored 22 goals for Bordeaux FC. Morris went on to commend Shaw for her sterling representation at the national level. Quote, "Khadijah has represented Jamaica at all levels in the football fraternity and was a part of the history-making Jamaican team that qualified for the 2019 FIFA Women's World Cup," unquote. The senator further noted that Shaw is an example of women excelling in sports, where males traditionally live in the spotlight. Quote, "It is critical that we increase support for women teams. Financial support as well as a sustainable funding model is critical to the advancement of women's football, and we must as a country continue to invest in the natural sporting prowess that lies in our people," unquote, she said. Commendable, don't you think? Yes, indeed. And we go over to Trinidad. Out of Port of Spain, Trinidad, a senior medical officer Monday warned that the recent surge in COVID-19 cases could result in an increase in the cases of multisystem inflammatory syndrome in children, MIS-C, in the coming days. MIS-C usually comes up about 4 to 6 weeks after the adult surge of COVID-19. So we have seen our surge in May, so we are expecting in late June to early July there might be a possibility of some increased cases, unquote, said Dr. Joanne Paul, the medical chief of staff at the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Center. She told the Ministry of Health news conference that there are currently 40 confirmed cases of the MIS-C in Trinidad and Tobago, but she told reporters that the health sector is bracing for an increase in the number of cases. She said in a recent conversation with Dr. Ronan Ramroop, a pediatric cardiologist, it was revealed that, quote, "As of today, there is 40 confirmed MIS-C cases in Trinidad. We have 25 that are COVID-19 PCR positive or antibody positive, and we have 15 that are PCR or antibody negative." Quote, "Remember that because MIS-C comes after COVID infection, it's really an immune response to the infection, so you might not be positive," unquote. She said, adding there are no deaths to date. Dr. Paul said that the MIS-C represents similarly to severe COVID-19 in children, exhibiting symptoms linked to the brain, heart, and bowel. In these severe cases, she said diarrhea, vomiting, high heart rate, Lethargy, paleness, confusion, and drowsiness are also prevalent. Quote, although we know that the majority of children do not have severe COVID, at least 1% of them will be admitted to hospital with severe COVID, so it is not unusual. The risk factors are far less than 2 years old. In addition, obesity, diabetes, and genetic factors. And we just want to take you over to international news out of Berlin. German authorities have launched proceedings against Telegram that could see the messenger's app's operators fined for failing to abide by laws requiring social media sites to police their users' actions. German magazine Der Spiegel reported over the weekend that officials believe the use of the Telegram app has reached a threshold where it can be treated in the same way as Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok when it comes to requiring cooperation with German authorities. A Justice Ministry spokeswoman confirmed Monday that authorities have written to Telegram's operators in the United Arab Emirates over its failure to provide a channel for raising complaints and a contact person in Germany. Quote, the company now has the opportunity to respond, unquote, the spokeswoman, Rabia Bohenehausen, told reporters in Berlin. Der Spiegel reported that the company could face fines of up to 5.5 million euros, which is 6.7 million US dollars, if it doesn't comply with the requirements. Telegram didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. Telegram, which was founded by Russian brothers Nikolai and Pavel Durov, have grown in popularity in Germany in recent years, including among right-wing groups and those opposed to the government's response to the coronavirus pandemic. The Germany Parliament passed the Network Enforcement Act in 2017, with the staged goal of ensuring that the country's existing limits on speech, including the long-standing ban on Holocaust denial, can be enforced online. Opponents have argued that the law risks stifling free speech. 17 minutes after 6 o'clock. This has been keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts, brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx.
When you are hungry, come to Cooler Runnings Restaurant, located at 1802 Nereid Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx. We specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Good afternoon to you. What time is it now? 18 minutes after 6 o'clock. Oh, how time is flying. The show ends at what time again? It ends at 7 o'clock. I'd like to welcome everyone tuning in with me. Good afternoon to you, and you. And it's a good day. I'd like to remind you that I'm getting into the segment that I call Community Life. And, we have been discussing some interesting topics in community life, real stories of people's experiences, culture issues, and concerns as we see them. And I'd like to welcome everyone today. Don't forget to share the link. Those of you who are on the YouTube channel, please share the link with someone and say, hey, Lady D's on. Let's build the numbers. Have them subscribe to the YouTube channel, Inside the Zone with Lady D. And I'd like to remind you our telephone number is 914-600-4228. That is 914-600-4228. Don't forget to tune in each and every Monday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. In community life this afternoon, there is a little boy who said recently that when asked what he wanted to be in life, he wants to be a gunman when he gets older. and it has been circulating on social media. People are baffled by it. People are just beside themselves over it. They just can't figure out how this happened, when it started, where it came from, all kinds of things. People just can't. People just can't. But, you know, it's not very difficult, is it, to figure that out? It really isn't very difficult, because we live in a society where gun violence is prevalent. Children have neighbors, they have family members. They hear, they see, they have peers whose families are ingrained into that kind of activity. It's all around them. There is no way a child can tell you that they have never seen the gun, whether it is by someone they know who showed it to them, gunshots they have heard, or they have read it somewhere, or they see it in cartoons or something. There is somewhere that a child will see a weapon. But when you go over to the other side, let's say the flip side, where a child can actually tell you that when they get older, this is what they want to do. That tells you something, that there is a close association for him to have said that. And it comes out of either emulation, you know, they know people who are involved in that kind of activity, and they have seen how verbose they can get. Or maybe they can even have said openly in front of him who they shot up, that kind of thing, and he's hearing it, and he's also seeing their lifestyle. So they are being socialized in a very, very destructive environment. And he had no qualms saying it. Now, after this, as we would say, bus open, the Jamaican government, the child protection arm of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, they have been very vigilant in trying to identify who this child is, where he's from. I have not yet seen a report whereby they have identified, because you know how these communities are clannish. They will stick together. The fact that that PSA went out to say they're trying to find this child and who he's related to and who recorded him. Because for somebody to have recorded him, this must have been something that they do all the time. So the communities are clannish, you know. They know things, they will not disclose it. It might be some time before they can identify. It might even be tomorrow. But the fact is, this child said it. What are your thoughts? Let me hear from you. 914-600-4228. 914-600-4228. I'd like to talk to you about it, because it disturbed me. When I watched it and heard him, I said, Pickney, where you get that from? But then I had to check myself very quickly and said, yes, it shouldn't surprise us so much. It's just that it was so blatant and out in the world to see this child speaking that way. And, you know, when people forward things, it's because, you know, it is so alarming. Sometimes you want to share it. Can I tell you, it came into my inbox and I have not moved it any further. It stopped right in my inbox, but it went elsewhere, right? People are forwarding it all over because people can't believe it. So let me hear from you. Who is first to call me? 914-600-4228. That's what I want to talk about in community life this afternoon, because the lives of our children in our community, as we know it, is very difficult. Children are not being able to live their lives as children. Not the way we would like them to live their lives as children. Good afternoon to you. Welcome to Community Life. How are you?
Good afternoon, Lady B.
Good afternoon, my Gloria. How are you today?
Well, I'm hungry, dear. This child, maybe, I don't know his age. Maybe he sees it around him, but he just says it and he doesn't know the meaning, the depth of what he's saying. Yeah, maybe he sees action around him and maybe he thinks he's good. But because when my grandson was growing up, not that he said something bad,
right.
He said he wanted to be a baker, and he was going to one of those high schools. Now that he's grown more, he changed his tune. So maybe he sees it around him and he just says it. He doesn't know the detriment of what he's saying. He just says it.
Well,
I don't think his little brain can wrap around.
You don't think so?
Well, no. It depends on how old he is too, because
he's about
maybe
8.
his family can be killed. So I would find out how old he is and so on.
He's about 8.
Children just say things.
All right.
Even the younger ones, they just pick up things and they just say it out of their mouth, whether they know the depth or the you know how bad it is. You know, they just repeat it.
Okay. All right, Gloria, thank you.
Yes.
Let me go to the next caller to
You're
hear. Telephone
Hello.
number 412. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my dear. How are you?
Hey there. Good, sir. Howdy.
Look, Lady D.
Yes.
That poor child. All I want to have a talk is the parents or whosoever have the stupidity, and that's all they could find in the world to do. I'm so disturbed by just listening to it. I have nothing to do with the baby. I would like to have a conversation with the adult. That's the person who needs to be charged. That's the person who needs to be punished. Children live what they see. Children live what they hear. And children live what they're taught. That poor baby is innocent. That adult needs to be charged for that. If this is the only exploitation you can crank out of your head with a baby and social media, something is wrong with you. Totally wrong.
No, I am there with you. I just believe that today's children, I could understand if we were still living in a time where social media was not as prevalent, where we never had visual effects that are staring us in our faces. And so you read the Gleaner, you read the Gleaner, because before any other paper you had the Gleaner, right? And so a lot of things passed over our heads because some things we didn't know when it happened, because the Gleaner couldn't carry everything at the time. In today's world, I personally feel that children have become so sensitized to their environment that at 8 they know it's not his fault, but they know. I guarantee you, if he was coached into it, he was coached right, and he understands. Because most Don people in communities and wherever they come from, they're very flashy and they know they get away with it. So if it means that they gunned down somebody yesterday and it's a big big celebration in their circle, in their community, and children are there, they're hearing, so they know they can get away with it. Believe me. And it starts young. It don't just start, it starts even before he's now what, 8, I think? 7, 8?
Yeah.
It starts early. So, and they're living it every day. They live it every day. So my take is the authorities, they want that agency, they want to go after the child, because if you get the child, somebody will have to fess up.
But they will get it, you know. They will get it.
Yeah.
A lot of them are idiots because they think that everything they post on social media just rests on social media. There's a thread that leads from you to that publishing, and no matter what you do, that thread is gonna always attach to you. And that's why I tell people I don't play around with these cell phones. You see the next thing called the iPhone watch. I don't play around with these gadgets. These gadgets are no joke. People take them and they just wear them and they think they're just for fashion and style and profile. Trust me. These things tell authority where you are. They tell authority where you have been. So let them say they're playing around these gadgets and think that these gadgets are just for joke or they're just for profile. Everywhere you've been, these gadgets give authority. You know, when I know these gadgets are dangerous, Lady D, I went to Florida for a week. And I go all over Miami Beach. Lady D, when I get back to New York, my cell phone sent me 1,000,001 texts for me to rate all these places. I saw my brother, I said, never again. Never again I go on any trip and bring any cell phone.
Well, there you go, Master.
People think these gadgets are a joke. They can say they think they're a joke. Uncle Sam know everywhere you walk in the United States with those cell phones. Not to mention those who don't put it away for their life of nothing.
Well, I thank you as always. Let me take the next call. I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right.
Good afternoon. Who else is in queue?
That we have a really sizable B2B business that got absolutely hammered last year because of COVID. But as we come out...
Alrighty, we have another caller coming in. Let me see. Am I playing something? I asked my caller to just hold the line. One moment, please. Let me just get out of these things here. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Lady D.
Hey there. Is this Al Jam?
Yeah, this is Al Jam on the topic of that child.
Yes.
Now, let's be clear now. The society teaches the child very well that the Don is the man in the neighborhood that have all the status. The Don with the gun and the whole culture, the gun culture that he has been brought up in. I mean, why would he not say he wants to be a gunman when the gunman is having the prettiest car, the most girls running the neighborhood, and all the other things that the gunman has that look so pretty. So let's not blame the child. Let's blame the culture, the environment, as you said earlier, and all that he's surrounded. And now that social media is so prevalent, it is devoured by all of these niceties that a gunman has.
That's what I think, because, learned behavior.
What do we expect? He's going for the top of the things that he sees that's favorable in his culture.
Yes. And that's what I think too.
We need to take a look at we need to take a look at the culture and the environment that he's surrounded in. He just soaks it up.
Yes, I agree, because learned behavior, it's just like when you go to school. I like to go back to your beginning. When you walk into a classroom, you start to learn the ABCs, but you can't really put the ABCs into a word yet, can you? But the moment you start putting into a word, and the word becomes a sentence, and the sentence becomes a paragraph, then you're on your way to writing a full composition. So now...
We hope that the person, though, who took the video kind of showed the child another side of it.
Well, again, what it also shows us is life in the community. life in the community. We don't live there. We hear, we see, but from time to time, you do see videos with children. And if it is a video that emulates a child's brilliance and where they could possibly go, everybody's cheering and clapping and saying, oh my goodness. And then when you see a child who is speaking from a perspective of lauding themselves with an understanding, with that kind of understanding that if I hurt somebody, I could possibly get away with it. That's a whole, not a spectrum right there, you know. That right away, the human psyche, the conscience factor of the human psyche is not activated for any form of empathy or anything like that.
Well, that's our future.
And it is not, you know,
what the future holds.
we come against that. We hope that would never be it, because again, I have spoken to children on this radio station here from different backgrounds. And certainly, if I were to bring this little boy here now, he would tell me things that I would cause my mouth to drop open of what he has seen and heard. You know?
Well, let me let some other calls come
Okay,
in.
thank
you for
you.
the great topics you continually give the community.
Thank you so much, Al Jam. Blessings to you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. All right. Good afternoon to those of you who are tuning in. My name is Denise, Lady D. Gomez. You're tuned into the segment Community Life, Real Stories of Community Life. I tell you, when I tell you, you know, when we are just living in our own little world, in our own boxes, and we feel that everybody else oversaw is not well. Not everything is going well over there. So these are real stories of people's experiences, culture, issues, and concerns as we see them. Good afternoon. Welcome to Community Life.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I wanted to ask you, did anyone ask the kid why he wants to be a gunman?
Well, that was the question in the video. Who am I speaking with today? Hello?
This is Hazel.
Oh, hey, Hazel.
How are you doing?
Good, welcome.
Yeah. 'Cause kids nowadays are very smart.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you ask a kid, what do you want to do? I want to be a doctor. Why do you want to be a doctor? I want to help people.
Mm-hmm. Well, in this particular video, he was asked, and that was his response.
Oh, he didn't say what he wanted to be.
He said he wants, when he gets older, he wants to be a gunman.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe he needs somebody to talk to, and that's it.
Well, yes, I would hope,
Yeah.
because unless they identify, find him, because that's
Is Pat
why.
there?
Excuse me?
Is Pat in your circle today?
She's on my YouTube channel.
Could you ask her what she has to say? I'd like to hear her comment.
Okay, I know she'll call in a few if she has the time. Yes. All right, thanks,
Okay,
Hazel.
you have a nice evening.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, 914-600-4228, 914-600-4228. You may call me. Let me hear your comments here this afternoon, because we want to hear from you. We want to ask. We want to hear.
Say how much? Where?
Ticket.
Say how much? Where do I be? Look up my video.
Good man.
No, brother.
You mean? Can you say gunman kill police on TV?
No, man, you can't be a gunman. Look
What
up.
you mean?
No, man, look here.
Why you can't tell me I'm Phoebe, brother?
No.
You can't tell me I'm Phoebe, brother.
No, brother. Look.
Me and me what me want be.
Alrighty, that's a little voice you're hearing right there. Good afternoon. Welcome. How are you?
Hello.
Yes. All right. Who is going first? I have two voices. Let's see who is going first. I have 917. Who's 917? You can go first.
Hi, Lady D.
Yes.
It's Jack.
Hey, Jack.
How are you?
Good day to you.
You know, this is the first time I'm hearing that story about the little boy.
Mm-hmm.
It's what you mentioned it. That's when I heard about it first, and you know that's really so sad.
Yes.
Because, like I wrote on the page, children live what they learn.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, it's something that he sees in his neighborhood, in his community,
Mm-hmm.
in his environment. So he's just experiencing and thinking that it's normal.
Yes.
So, you know, the government trying to find him now, they have a job now if they find him. Like you said, these people are very good at hiding these things, and they'll probably hide this child.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to have to recondition his mind, because this is a child who's conditioned now to think that what he wants to be when he grows up is normal.
Yes. Because you hear, I just played the clip, and he said, "Well, you say, man, you can't tell me when we want be, when we want to be." Because he's defending his position. They're saying, "Well, you want to be a gunman," and he's responding and say, "You can't tell me when we want to be." So you know,
maybe the person doing the video was doing an innocent video, thinking that he or she is going to ask this child or ask children what they want to be when they grow up, and he's probably surprised by the answer that he got.
Well, so that's where that is another punchline, because fine, you do a video, this is the response, and you post it.
Right.
You post it, you know.
So maybe they thought it was funny, or they just want their 15 minutes of fame, where they know that something like this will attract a lot of people. So maybe they just want their 15 minutes.
Well,
not thinking about the consequences.
There you go. So again, the instrument in our hands and how we use it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's just like when you have a bad accident, and people are there just posting, and the first person who can get it out on the social media platform will put it up. Whether somebody's bleeding, they have no head, they're dismembered, somebody's gonna post it. A burning vehicle, somebody gonna post it.
They're offering no help, no assistance to the person in need, but they're thinking about theirs. You know, the Bible tells us, that men shall be lovers of themselves. And they don't realize that these actions are what the Bible talks about in these days.
Absolutely.
In these last days.
Good to hear you, Jack. All right, thanks for calling. I have another call in queue.
Okay, Lady.
Blessings.
Good topic.
Yes. All right, let's go over to 347. Good afternoon.
Hello, Lady.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
I heard about it, and somebody said it is not in Jamaica. They say it's up here. So I don't know
up here?
At school he taught it.
Oh,
he taught it in school.
It is not up here. It's not up here. No.
Because why I say it's not up here? Because the evening when the news come from, I hear from Jamaica, I hear the lady was watching the news and say, Almighty, tell me something now. But it's a 8-year-old thing. I say, the boat, when he want to be a gunman and he want to kill up all police. It's why it's said.
I will play it again because I played a while ago.
What is this?
Well, even if, Hortense, even if they were just joking around and asked him the question, right? And they got that response. What you posted for?
And that's it.
A well-thinking person would not post that. But a well-thinking person would not post that. They would say, no, man, that is not a good thing. You don't want to be a gunman to hurt people, you know?
Come to him.
Right. My point exactly.
No. I said he must see some family member get murdered with police. Something.
Mm-hmm. It's very sad.
Happened to some member of family I instituted.
Mm-hmm. Well, my love, whatever it is, this is what we are dealing with today, in today's world.
8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
To him think that way, thinking that way.
Mm-hmm. It's very frightening. Very
Yes,
frightening.
ma'am.
Good to hear you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I'm glad you called before I have to wrap up and, kind of cut your call short.
Yes.
You prefer when you call early.
He's on the court.
Huh?
It's too the curry goat you talk about.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, my.
The curried goat and the stewed peas and the roti, right?
Oh, Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And I eat some now.
Okay. I'm glad I was helpful. All right, my heart.
I don't know boxing.
You don't know.
I don't know.
I think that is just sheer bone, expensive bone, wouldn't you say?
Pure bone.
Mm-hmm.
Like the chicken back. My mother would have said island bone this.
Uh-huh. You see how that turned out to be big hot meal though. One time it was poor food, right?
Okay. Now they're frying it, currying it up.
Oh yeah.
You can fry it, so you curry it, so you cool it down too. We don't know yam and banana.
Right. All right, my hot hands. Thank you for calling, okay?
All right.
All right, my love. Bye. All right. It's good to talk to hot hands every time I get a good laugh. So, ladies and gentlemen, 6:48 p.m. I hear your thoughts, those of you who have called. If there are other persons who would like to share their comments with me, I invite you to call 914-600-4228, 914-600-4228. Don't forget, this is Linkage Radio 104.5, 101.7. I'm broadcasting this afternoon on signradio.net and CaribbeanVibesRadio.com. Let me go to the phone line. Good afternoon. Welcome to Keeping You in the Know with news, happenings, and facts. It's community life.
Yes, lady, Miss Naked.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear the innocence in that child.
Right, because he's
I
laughing
think
and
those
something.
people who posted that thing, because sometimes children, the mayor said children is like sponge. They pick up the person who posted that thing. They should find them and lock them up.
Well, they're looking for the little boy and trying to find the connection.
Yeah, they should lock up the person who posted that. You just like laughingly, you don't think it's something good.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have no time to process that in a little brain.
But you know why they want to cut that right away? They need to get him so they can counsel with him and so on. That's the objective. So they cut that trend of thought that he has. Because he learned that. Or else he wouldn't speak it, you know. So they have to find him, to put him in a counseling session and find out where this comes from. Why did you say that?
The people around him that are jokingly posting it, they are the ones to be held responsible, because he just said like he just said going to the market or something like that.
Right.
He's innocent. I don't think maybe it's going on around him, but he doesn't know the detriment of saying that or even thinking about it. You just seem like Maureen can't process that, Lady B. You just say it because maybe it's going on and in thinking something normal, you can't say it and laugh about.
All right.
Okay, Lady
I
B.
hear you,
All
my
right,
love.
Sister Pat.
Thank
Hello.
you. All right.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. All right. That's Gloria again. She's really troubled by it. So are we. Good afternoon, everyone. Let's see. So, hi, Andrea. Welcome, my dear. She says, signs of the time. She says, what have me is the adults around him laughing that's encouraging him. Yes. Thank you, Ryan. Good afternoon. I'd like to play it for you one more time. Let you listen to it. You tell me what you think.
The cat.
Say how much?
Eh?
Where you grew up where you want to be? Look up my video.
Gunman.
No, brother.
You mean? Kaya na yes, a gunman kill police pan TV.
No, man, you can't be a gunman. Look
What
up.
you mean?
No, man, look here.
Why you can't tell me one for me, brother?
No.
You can't tell me one for me, brother.
No, brother. Look.
Me a be where me want be.
Me a be where me want be. That's his take. So, the video came in when apparently he spelled cat. If you listen carefully, right? You got the A-T and he was saying. But then they asked him what he want to be. And you hear his ending statement. You can't tell me what to be, brother. So, even if they thought it was not funny, but they laughed, right? But what you bother post it for? That is my thing. Don't post it then. Don't post it. Because people in today's world, you just can't take something, what somebody says, for granted. You can't think that it's going to just blow away. Because it's not going to blow away. The fact that is, he mentioned it, then he knows that there is something about that. That there's something about that. I don't know. It bothers me. It bothers me, and I know it bothers you too. And we'll all have different takes on this. But I hope they will find out, because you can tell these are some young men. They're not all that grown if you listen to them. And even if they were floored by it, because they were laughing, they couldn't believe, but they posted it. So you don't want to post a child, make a child as vulnerable as that to the social media world, as we are talking about him today. It is, and you know, again, you see in these communities and with any video you post and anything at all, somebody's going to have a comment. Someone will make a comment. It's 6:53. As you know, the show ends at 7 o'clock. And if you have a comment to make, I'd suggest you call me now. 914-600-4228. 914-600-4228. Jackie says, I'm caught between two opinions about the posting. Fact is this. Guys doing the video cannot offer the right counseling to this child. That's why they laugh. You know, people have a nervous laughter, right? They hear the thing and they're not too sure what their response should be. And so you laugh, that kind of very jittery kind of laughter that you hear people do. And it's often because they are so caught off guard, they don't know what to do with themselves. Good afternoon. Okay. Alrighty, 914-600-4228. I'm winding down very nicely. I miss Chris Wilby today. I hope he's well, but he wasn't able to join us. But he's missing out on the discussion, the fun, because you know he likes to talk these things. So good afternoon, everyone. Hoping he'll be able to join me next Monday at 6 o'clock. Don't forget what is coming up shortly. Well, there's something by the name of Fun in the Sun. Yes. And it is going to be on It's going to be on August 7th. And we are working hard. I mean, sleepless nights almost. But, you know, you have to do what you have to do. But we're working very hard to bring a good production this year. And we have started our promotions. We are all over the social media world there. And as a result, you know, we just have to.
Fun in the Sun, Bronx, New York 12th District Community Engagement Festival is back. Come to Evander Childs Football Field, 800 East Gun Hill Road, starting at 10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Need to be vaccinated? Stop by the Healthy Village Pop-Up Vaccine Center on the field, and the Wealthy Village experience awaits you with products to fit your needs. Have children? Travel to the Children's Village and experience live entertainment on the Yogi Bear truck, broadcast training, and other fun activities at 10 a.m.
We have food and clothing distribution. It's free. And out front on Gun Hill Road, get a taste of some nice food with a taste of the Bronx Caribbean Eats.
Tour the field, visit the exhibitors, collect your prizes and surprises. Then get ready for showtime from 2:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. with Judith Gale, Carlene Davis, and Papa San. I said Papa San. Did you hear me? Papa San. We are gonna big up Jesus, spread his love, and build back our community better.
This event is sponsored by Good Neighbors Community Outreach Agency, New Testament Temple Church of God, Glory Music, New York City Council, Victoria Neutral Group,
Chorus 8, IHOP, Urban Hope, Jesus Summer, Grace Mart, City World Group, J&M Money Services, DYCD, and Teddy Nissan. Call 914-275-3961 or 917-374-8580 or visit our website funinthesun.nyc.
Don't forget, wear your mask and be safe.
Alrighty. So on August 7th, I'm looking forward to seeing you over there at Evander Childs Football Field, 800 East Gun Hill Road in the Bronx. Good afternoon, DL. You know, since I've been sporting my rap. Yeah. Here is DL posting in my YouTube chat, healing in the bomb yard. That's all right. I don't mind. I'm about dropping out my cheer right now. Oh, Lordy. But anyway, I had a wonderful afternoon with you, my viewing and listening audience. You know, everybody playing dual roles on a Monday afternoon. Thank you so much for joining me here inside of the zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez. Today's feature, the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know, in the city you walk, drive, and reside. Andrea, please tell your hubby that it's my wrap today. I'm sporting my wrap with my bun up the front. I can do several designs of the wrap, you know, but I tend to like this one somehow because, you know, I have high cheekbones, so I like to elevate the face a bit. Yeah. So, good afternoon, everyone. So that's all that's happening. Whatever dip them bedward, dip them. That's all right. Oh, Lordy, I soon go back to my short, nice do. Don't worry. So, thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me, everyone. It has been a good afternoon. Thanks to Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue, for sponsoring the show. Thanks to signradio.net, CaribbeanVibesRadio.com, and UnityGospelRadio.com broadcasting the show on their platform this Monday. Again, I'm looking forward to being back on Thursday. I'm trying to put together something nice for Father's Day for my Thursday show, and it's gonna happen. So I invite you to join me on Thursday evening for Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Mark it on your calendars. Lock it in your device. Wherever you are, I'm looking forward to having you join me this coming Thursday. So, a very blessed Monday evening to you, everyone. Go home, relax, put up your foot. You know, if you're already home, say locks and just drop down in your chair. And you call your children and say, come take off my shoes for me now, and you know, all that kind of stuff. So it's been good. Thank you, everyone. And I'm looking forward to being back on Thursday. Say a word for me in prayer, and I'll say a word for you too. And remember, no matter what we're going through, tomorrow is another day. Just take it easy. Please take it easy. Don't get stressed. Don't have mental challenges. Just leave the things alone. What you can't do, leave it for another day. I tell you, leave it for another day. You'll take care of it then. And if you're still having challenges, the day after. Okay, so blessings to you. Thanks so much. It's now 1 minute after 7 o'clock, and this is how I close the show. As always, love yourselves, love your children, and remember, in everything you do, it is the will of God concerning your life. Blessings. Mwah. I'm out of here.
Number one radio station.
They play the best music.
Best music for your listening pleasure.
I don't know what Julex I represent for Linkage Radio 104.5 FM.